Good afternoon and good evening to all of you who are joining us from around the world. Hello and welcome. My name is Fabrice Ouattara, and I am here with my lovely co-host,
Ivy Karushi-Aki.
And we are going to take you through entrepreneurship as a life skill.
Yes, the goal of this session is to create sustainable spaces that ignite creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurial mindset for the young people. Because these three aspects, creativity, innovation, and the entrepreneurial mindset, are key aspects to survive any entrepreneurial world. So, most of you might be asking, what is entrepreneurship? There are various definitions of entrepreneurship, but the one that we'll be looking at this time is that entrepreneurship is a combination of contexts in which the opportunity is situated. We're also looking at personal characteristics required to identify and pursue opportunities to create a particular outcome. I would look at the definition of entrepreneurship as a mathematical equation, whereby we are looking at the context in which the challenge or the opportunity that you are looking into is situated, the personal skills and characteristics that you have, and we're also looking at the outcome that you want to achieve, because each entrepreneurial solution is customized based on the situation or the context you are in.
Social entrepreneurship, on the other hand, captures a unique approach to economic and social problems. It cuts across sectors grounded in certain values and processes that are common to each social entrepreneur, independently of whether his or her area. So, social entrepreneurship is an approach by individual or groups to find solutions to social problems in their communities. And it goes, it's different from regular entrepreneurship because of the balance. It balances the values, the ethics behind the process, and it also, and the process, the way you are achieving your entrepreneurship. Not only that, social entrepreneurship can be for profit and for non-profit, like NGOs and enterprises such as that.
Great. Now, moving from what Fabrice was sharing, there are different categories of entrepreneurship. When you talk about entrepreneurship, we are looking at businesses in one way or another. So we have businesses that are in the private sector, and this is whereby maybe one or two people privately or decide to start a business together. This, they majorly call for business ethics. Yeah, there are different kinds that also call for business ethics. At the same time, we have public sector enterprises. These are majorly run by the government. We can say the government is the largest public sector enterprise because it provides employment, it provides tenders, it provides opportunities for people to interact and build the entrepreneurial skills. And we also have nonprofits. Nonprofits demand for accountability, they demand for sustainability, and they also fill in the gaps that are in the public sector delivery. When you talk about examples of nonprofits, we might be talking about our own World Scouting. We always demand for sustainability. It could be on environmental sustainability and many more. And another type of category that we have is the social enterprise, social entrepreneurship. If you look at it, it's in the middle of all these other enterprises. That means it can work with either of the sectors. It focuses, yes, on making money, creating impact. At the same time, it can work with any of these other sectors. For example, it can work with the private sector through something we call CSR, corporate social responsibility. It can also partner within the private and the public sector, and it can also work with third-party governments. So it is, I would say, strong on its own because it can maneuver with either of the sectors. And when you talk about methods, methods here refers to how are you building your business? Why are you building it? And now, how are you building it? We have social entrepreneurship, which Fabrice will explain more with his business. We also have team entrepreneurship, and we also have creative entrepreneurship. I'll start with mine. I'm a team entrepreneur. What it means is that I work with others to create an enterprise. I'm not the only vision bearer of the enterprise. I can start with my friends to build a business. So one that I have is called Ginkgo Africa. Ginkgo Africa works on mitigating the effects of teen pregnancy in Kenya. And I started it with my friend when we were together. We were staying in the same hostel in South Korea. So we started brainstorming in what are the possible, what is the challenge? We did some research around it and we created a solution. And the solution was Ginkgo Africa. At the same time, we have creative entrepreneurship. It takes me back to my university life, where a friend of mine and I decided to collect t-shirts that people don't use, add value to it, do some tie-dye, and take it back to the market. It is a creative approach to solving a challenge. Instead of throwing away clothes, we add value to it, we revamp it, and take it back. So that is an example of creative entrepreneurship. What about you, Fabrice?
Well, I am more of a solo type person. So my solo entrepreneurship is rubber farming. Why is a solo entrepreneurship? Because I started the business on my own, meaning I sat down and jotted down all the different ideas, all the different means that I needed for my business to go forward. I also came up with the funding on my own. True, I did not build the farm with my own two hands by myself. I did have people working for me to do certain types of service for me. But at the end product is I'm the sole owner of this business.
Yes.
That is the difference.
Nice. I think I need to come to Cote d'Ivoire and get some rubber from you. Or we could see how we can partner. Yeah, you teach me the skill. And
yes.
Then, yeah, we can work on it. Another example of creative entrepreneurship, if someone, for example, has a talent in terms of making music or handcrafts, don't sit on that talent. Look at ways in which you can customize on this talent and work on three main things: financial sustainability, impact sustainability, and also in terms of governance. How are you taking leadership with this skill that you have? So I'm seeing there are some questions that you'd like to come up. Okay, please share your questions in the Q&A section.
Q&A?
Yeah, okay. The challenge code will be shared with you towards the end. The main topic that we're covering here is entrepreneurship as a life skill. So we are looking at different ways in which we can utilize and use the creative, innovative, and entrepreneurial mindset to create an impact in the society. Okay, I think we can continue. Yes, so to continue, we'd also like to see another type of entrepreneur, Kelvin Doe. Kelvin Doe started entrepreneurship when he was young. He was 15, from a small town, and want to see what was he doing and how did it turn out and help him at the end of it. So we're going to watch a short video looking at Kelvin Doe.
This is Kelvin Doe, aka DJ Focus. Kelvin grew up in Sierra Leone, a small country in West Africa. By the age of 13, Kelvin had become a self-taught engineer and used discarded scrap metal, electrical parts, and other items he'd found to create electric generators for his community. At the age of 15, Kelvin created his own radio station, again using electronic scraps that he would find while searching trash dump sites near his home, and from which he'd broadcast music and news to the community under the pseudonym DJ Focus. Kelvin went on to become the youngest visiting practitioner at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology at the age of 16. Hear more about this inspiring inventor, self-taught engineer, innovator, and philanthropist story on this edition of Kid Inspired. Kelvin Doe was born in 1996 in a poor district of Sierra Leone's capital city of Freetown. Kelvin is the youngest of 5 children. This area of Freetown is a challenging place to grow up. Power outages were common, and lighting may only be available once a week. Always curious and looking for solutions to problems around him, these issues inspired young Kelvin to build his own electricity generators to help the plight of his community. From the age of 10, Kelvin would salvage discarded electronic parts and products from the dump sites after school. He would spend his time taking these pieces apart in order to figure out how they work and then reverse engineer them. Kelvin would then take these pieces to assemble his own inventions. His mother would often come home to find their living room looking like an electronic scrapyard. By the age of 13, and completely self-taught, Kelvin had made a battery capable of powering the surrounding homes and his own continuing work. By 15, he built a radio transmitter, sound amplifier, 3-channel mixer, and microphone receiver from which he broadcast his own community radio station. Known as DJ Focus because of his dedication and drive, Kelvin has created this unwavering commitment to finding a solution to common problems as a source of his innovations. His inventiveness could not be kept secret for long. After a TV appearance on a local station, his fame would grow internationally when he took part in a local youth-oriented innovation challenge that was organized by David Singay, a PhD student from the MIT Media Lab. Kelvin, along with his team, managed to win the Global Minimums Innovate Salon competition in 2012. This was the inaugural school innovation challenge in Sierra Leone. Due in part to his success in the competition, David Singay invited Doe to the MIT Visiting Practitioners Program as the youngest person to ever participate at the age of 16. Kelvin's accomplishments and new experiences were documented in a video that soon went viral. Kelvin's journey inspired millions around the world and was, by all accounts, also watched by then President of the United States, Barack Obama. That video now has over 16 million views. Kelvin was later invited to give a TED Talk at the TEDx Teen in 2012 to Harvard students. Quote, "Creativity is universal and can be found in places where one does not expect to find it. Perseverance and passion are essential to nurturing that creative ability," unquote, said Kelvin during the talk. Kelvin has become one of the most respected young African inventors in the world. He has, in his short career, met various world leaders, including Hillary and Bill Clinton, Justin Trudeau, and Ghanan President Nana Akufo-Addo. He has been able to speak to many people in Africa on many different platforms. In 2016, Kelvin became an honorary board member of Emergency USA, an organization with a mission to provide free medical care to victims of war and poverty around the world. Today, Kelvin continues to make a difference and inspire kids of all ages, not just to see problems around them, but to do something to solve them. I hope Kelvin's story inspired you. If it did,
Great. A lot has been talked about Kelvin, and I like something that he has said. Creativity can be found in places that you least expect. So it's not like one day you'll just think about creativity and find it. Creativity is nurtured with due time. It's like a firefly. Yeah, it needs to, you need to keep trying and trying and trying for you to have that effect. So again, it's very important for us to understand this, because creativity is like the backbone of any enterprise. It's a backbone on anything we do in relation to entrepreneurship. So because things keep advancing very quickly and we need to adjust to it. So be like Kelvin. Don't see a challenge and sit on it. See the challenge and do something about it in a creative and innovative way. What do you think, Fabrice?
And I encourage you to use the Q&A section to ask all your different questions. And I just saw a question from Antonio Bopark, and he's asking how old someone needs to be to start to be an entrepreneur. And as Kelvin Doe here, he started as young as 15. So, and as Ivy said, as soon as you have that spark in you where you want to start doing something, you can start as soon as that happens. So there is no age for you to start to be an entrepreneur. You could start as early as you're able to walk and talk, and as late as possibly you want. There is no start date. So my encouragements to all of you who wants to start the journey. But before you start your journey, I think I should give you some tips and tricks, right, Ivy?
Yes, we can look at some. We can look at some tips and tricks.
So, tips and tricks to start your entrepreneurial journey. First, you'll have to identify a problem or a challenge in your community. Since we are doing social entrepreneurship, is to find and develop and fund and implement a solution to social or cultural or an environmental issue around you. You can go around and ask your neighbors, ask around your neighborhood, ask around your community, what are the issues they feel very strongly about, what are the problems they see around that they will find or need a solution for it, and what kind of, how can you make their life better? And all of these needs to be compiled, and which gives us, goes to the second tip and trick, which is to generate and select ideas. When you have all your ideas compiled, you need to sort them out. You don't have to use all of them. It's better to concentrate on one idea or one solution and focus on that. Because if you pick too many ideas, you might not be as concentrated and as focused as you need to better employ your energy. My third tip will be to play as a team. You are not alone in this journey. You can reach out and ask for help from people that you know that have the capacity to help out, or from friends where you know you'll have the support that you need to move forward. So you are not alone in this journey, like I said, and it's better to do it as a team. You know, in scouting, we have teamwork, and it is the same. It is the same, and you can apply that also in entrepreneurship. Ivy?
Yes, very true on that. And moving on to the fourth tip, you need to commit to the why and the cause of the business or the enterprise. It's very important for you to understand, why am I doing what I'm doing? Because running an enterprise or building an enterprise is not easy. It's not a smooth road. It's not all rosy. It can get it can be bumpy at some time. So at that time, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling disconnected, because it happens in a business, you need to always have a strong foundation. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And this is also applicable in life. Yeah, sometimes you start something and later on you're like, why did I start this? It's very important to always reconnect with what is the purpose. Why am I doing what I'm doing? which also applies in business. When you talk about prototyping, you have a why, you have done the research, you have identified a team, you have brainstormed and found great ideas. Now it's time to build something. This might not be the final product of what you are, or service of what you want to offer, but it is a sketch. It is a minimal viable product of what you intend to, as the solution to the community. So in this case, when you have this, when you're building this prototype, you also need to include the beneficiaries or the customers. Always hear the customers, listen to them, because sometimes we get confused and we start building things based on what we want as compared to what the community actually needs. So instead of, for us to avoid this disconnection, we always need to involve the customer or the beneficiaries in the process and work in a relationship called co-creativity. Co-create with them, make them also feel like they own the process. Yeah, and then after that, you test the prototype. Take it to the market, get to listen. Can this actually work? Yeah, why is this purple? Why is this cup purple? Is it big enough or do we need to reduce it? Get to listen to them. That is a very important skill that an entrepreneur needs to have. Listen, not hearing, listening. Yeah. Yes. Fabrice, you can take us through the key ingredients.
Thank you, Ivy. Okay, so now I will take you through the key ingredients you need to start your entrepreneurship journey. First, and I will not say the most important, but which is the first step, which is the entry point, is to have a vision and a strategy. You have to dream and plan to achieve your dream. Let me say that again. You have to dream and plan to achieve the dream. What does it mean? It means that you have to project yourself. You have to see yourself succeeding. You have to see yourself during walking the walk and achieving the journey, going to the end point. And for that, you need to plan. You need to strategize. You need to calculate. You need to design. And you need to do a bunch of other things and take all of this into account to help you reach that goal. It is not easy. It would not be easy. I can tell you that from right away, but it's doable. People have been doing it all over the world, everywhere, every day, people are doing it. So there's nothing that prevents you from doing it also. Then you need to be disciplined and focused to achieve the goal and objective. That means you have to be a leader. You have to discipline yourself. You have to focus. You have to have some restraints. You have to be very organized. Why? Why do you need to be organized? Because too many times we have seen young entrepreneurs going in too many directions at once. And that is the main reason why they have not achieved what they needed to achieve. So if you are focused and disciplined and follow your road plan, you will always get to the end, and you will be able also to change course if you need to, so that you can always achieve that goal. Thirdly, you have to be creative and innovative. This means that you have to change the rules to the game, meaning you have to add something more to what's being offered already. You have to, okay, let's take an example. There is a delivery business in your area which offer delivery service for anything. Actually, just needs to call and somebody will come and take your package and deliver it to where it needs to be. Okay, so what if your idea is to have it online, have an online platform or an application where you can, instead of calling, just order the service online? That is in innovation that is a plus that you have added to an enterprise that was already existing, and you made it your own. It's the same thing that happens right now. You take something already existing and you make it better, and it is your own. Finally, you have diversity and inclusion. Diversity of the objective, culture, fields, and drive innovation. You have to adapt. You have to adapt in your personal context. Around you, you need to see what's happening around you. You need to understand the culture you live in, the society you live in, and use that to further your business, use that to further your enterprise. You have to be aware of the different cultural sensibilities, so that you will not offer a product that is very offensive to that community. And you have to take all of that into account when you are doing your strategy, meaning all the way to the first step again. You have to take all of that into account. I think for our key ingredients, we have the vision and the strategy, we have the leadership, we have the creativity and innovation, and diversity and inclusion. I think with those ingredients, you are on your way to be a great entrepreneur.
Great. And I like something that you have just shared about creativity and innovation. Yeah, I remember the last pandemic before COVID-19, the other pandemic. That's where Airbnb came to be. And I know in the African context, we always, I don't know if it's the same across the other regions, we always tell people, never work with strangers. Yeah? Do not go stay in other people's houses for long. Yeah? But here we are. We get into Ubers. Do you know the person? We are changing the rules. We are hacking the process. We are defining what we have right now. So this is very key. Don't play. Sometimes it's not good just to play by the rules. Create your own rules. Yeah. When you are not invited to the table, invite yourself, but in a unique and innovative perspective to things. Yeah. Yeah. Just moving to the next. Attributes that you'll need for you to have this entrepreneurial mindset, for you to build this creativity, innovation. You need to take initiative and be proactive. Don't look at something as a problem. Look at something as a challenge. A challenge has solution. A problem is more negative. Yeah. So start by being proactive to taking initiatives, and don't wait. Sometimes we get lost in the loop of what if it doesn't work? What if it works? This is the time. Be proactive. Take the first step. If it doesn't work, fine. Pick up yourself. Keep going. Try a different way. I always tell myself, I never fail. I just learn 100 different ways of doing the same thing, because it's through that failure is where we learn most. At the same time, be confident and courageous. Take the first step. Don't wait to be invited. No one will ever, in the entrepreneurial field, no one will ever hand you the opportunity. You need to take the opportunity. You need to be different. Yeah. You need to be in the blue economy, blue strategy as compared to the red. The red one is too flooded. Yeah. Be unique, stand out. And you can only do this by being confident and courageous. Another thing is effective communication. When you're working with a team, you need to have clear communications. You need, even when you're looking for donors or partners, you need to be very clear with what do you want. That's why in every entrepreneurial pitch, the last question is, what do you want? How do we support you? How do we work together? What is your ask? What is your call to action? So if you don't have everything clear, it will affect your communication. So you need to have effective communication. And then accountability. You need to be accountable to yourself. You need to be accountable to your team and to your enterprise. Yeah, just because you're working alone, you don't want to wake up early. Today I'll sleep 5 minutes more. Accountability, discipline is what you need. You need to wake up, get out of your comfort zone. Teamwork and leadership. Again, Fabrice had already mentioned on leadership. Teamwork. Why do something alone when you can do things together? Yeah, it creates a medicine effect. It creates very colorful and innovative aspect because different approaches are involved. willingness to learn. We never know everything. Entrepreneurship is a continuous learning journey. Today you learn from something, tomorrow you pivot. It's a continuous loop. And then you also need to be flexible and adapt to change. Yeah, you can't be in the same place forever. Every day we are adapting, every day we are learning. Yes. Over to you, Fabrice.
Okay, so what is Scouting answer to this life skill that young people have been asking for, which is entrepreneurship? Scouting has created a program called Scoutpreneur, which is a Scout incubator program where the first cohort met back in February with different businesses that they wanted to see grow. And we had businesses that ranged from agribusiness, from poultry, from innovation and tech, even beekeeping in Madagascar, and some environmental projects. And you can find out more by emailing africa@scout.org about Scoutpreneur. But I have a very interesting question in the Q&A from Jamal from Indonesia. And Ivy, if you can help me answer Jamal. So I will read the question and then we'll try and answer Jamal. So he says, hello, I'm Jamal from Indonesia. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in an entrepreneur competition program for my campus that gives startup capital to the top 50 participants in my team. But before qualifying for the top 50, my team was very unprepared. We just poured ideas into the pitch decks and passed unexpectedly. Do you guys have suggestions for me and my team to be able to run my business? My business is a coffee shop and we just created an Instagram account for online promotion. So Ivy?
Great question, yeah? Great, very good question. We're talking about a coffee shop, yeah? The first thing you need to identify is, who do you want to sell the coffee to? Are you strategically located? Let me give you a tip. You'll find out that in every innovative hub, or in a place where we have a lot of businesses or organizations, like offices, in an office building, people always like coffee. And where there is a coffee hub, you'll find always, maybe in the first floor or somewhere, people can always come down and get drinks in the middle of work and all this. Look at that. That can be a very strategic location for you. So things you need to identify and research on. Where is this coffee shop located? Who is my target market? Because you cannot target everyone. Even if everyone takes coffee, you need to be unique also in your target customers. What is unique about your coffee shop? How can you compete with Starbucks? You know, I remember in the different coffee shops that I've visited, some of them have Wi-Fi. I can go there and work. You know, it creates that vibe. Why do people take coffee? What vibe does coffee bring? Sometimes people just go take coffee to meet. If I want to meet Fabrice somewhere and talk about a business deal, Fabrice, hey, can we meet in a coffee shop? Yeah, so
of course.
3 things. Why are you starting that coffee shop? How do you want it to be unique? Or how do you want it to be different? What do you want to transmit? At the same time, understand who are your competitors. What is your competitor doing? And what can you add on to that? Once you identify this, it will also help you define a communication strategy so that you can create the same mood in your social media strategies, Instagram and everything. I hope that helps.
And let me jump in for that. Jamal, what is the innovative aspect of your coffee? What will make me want to buy your coffee, to come into your coffee shop instead of going down the street to a different coffee shop? If you have the answer for all of that, and which Ivy has said, then you're on your way to be funded to be one of the winners of that competition. And we wish you all the luck, best luck for this competition, and keep us updated also. And because I'm very curious to know now how this will end, how this will pan out for you.
Yes, and in your pitch, include all these three things. I'll give you a tip. There's something we call GEPIC. Every time you're presenting your idea, you need to practice GEPIC. GEPIC, G stands for greet people. E stands for engage with people, give them the statistic. Pose a rhetoric question. P, what is the problem? I, what is the solution that you're offering? And C, what is your call to action? Ask away. Yeah. So yes, I think we'll continue. Okay. And in every sustainable entrepreneurial journey, we need to start with self-realization. This is the big question. Why am I doing what I'm doing? It needs to start by what is your passion? Why? Yeah. And when we're talking about why, we have a tool that it will be very interesting for you to also practice it. It's called Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that helps you find your element, helps you find a purpose in life. Yeah. So when you talk about Ikigai, it's very important for you to understand, for you to find this purpose in life, for you to find why you do what you do. You need to look at what do you love? What does the world need in this time? What can you get paid for? And what are you good at? So this is a very good concept that you really need to practice it. Understand, because you cannot run a business if you do not understand yourself. Yourself is also a business. It's a big project because you are the face of that business. You need to understand you so that you can transmit what you're transmitting with that passion, which can create a whole difference from any other business. Most of the businesses, in terms of communication in businesses, most businesses communicate from outside in. What do we mean? Most businesses know what they do, how they do it, and maybe why they do what they do. But great businesses, and I'm saying this again, great businesses, exceptional businesses communicate from inside out. Why do you do what you do? How do you do it? And what you do. People don't buy what you do. People buy why you do what you do. So come back to Ikigai, understand yourself, and you can also create an Ikigai for your business. This one, you can always find it on the internet. Try to do that self-analysis.
Yes.
I've always done this, like, I don't know how many times, but it's a continuous process. Yeah.
Yes. So Ivy, we have another question, very interesting, from Naida Stephanie Vela from the Philippines. And she's asking, is it important to take calculated risk as an entrepreneur?
Yes, risk is in every journey.
Yes, it is.
Everything you do is a risk. I think Fabrice can share more on this, but everything you do is a risk.
But the good thing about a calculated risk is that you have taken into account every steps of. I mean, like you said, it's calculated, meaning you have taken down, you have dropped down everything you needed to understand, everything you needed to risk, and everything you needed to put forward as a risk. And so that when you do that, you can also have a mitigation and find solutions for the different risks. It is not only the risk that you are planning for, but you're also planning to counter that risk. And so, yes, if your business needs for you to take a calculated risk, it is very important to take that step. But it is also very important to be prepared for the outcome. The outcome can be positive as negative, so you have to also plan for either way.
Yes.
I hope I answered your question.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Maybe we can take in more questions. I'm seeing.
Yeah.
What difficulties can entrepreneurs encounter and how can they overcome? Okay, I would give my own example. One challenge that or difficulties that are faced is it can be in the form of research, yeah, because when you're researching, it's with a broad perspective. So you need to be on ground. You need to actually find what you're looking for, understand the market. And when I talk about researching, it's not only the context that you are in. You also need to look at what other people are doing in that area. You'll find a lot of competitors, a lot. Like I remember when I was starting Ginkgo, there are a lot of companies that or NGOs that are dealing with teen pregnancies in Kenya. A lot of them, yeah. But another thing that I decided to do, okay, there are very many in Kenya. Let me also look at what Rwanda is doing, what Mexico is doing in this field, yeah, so that I can learn from them, be unique, and get the statistics right, yeah. So that's one of the challenges that you really need to address right. If you do not address the foundation, the basis correctly, it will interfere with the whole business because the foundation was not strong. It's like building a house. You cannot build a house on top of weak sand. Yeah, you need a strong foundation on it. What about you, Fabrice?
All I would say is don't let the difficulties discourage you from your entrepreneurial journey. Difficulties happen everywhere, even in regular life. If there are difficulties, so do not take that as a way to cross your arms and say, okay, I will not be an entrepreneur anymore because of this difficulty. If you plan well, like if you strategize, if you take the time to think out and involve other people, like bounce the ideas, bounce different ideas around with your friends, with the people around you, you have a better rate of achieving what you need to achieve. And difficulties are just a way to find solutions. So it's just for you to find a different solution for you to move forward. I think that was my take. And Ivy?
Yes.
No. Oh, we changed the challenge code.
Yes. No, everyone has been asking on the chat, where is the challenge code?
Yes, from the beginning. Here's the challenge code.
Yes, here's the challenge code. And I hope all of you enjoyed the session. And again, WASM or Scouting, World Scouting is working on something that will help you develop this entrepreneurial skill. For those in Africa, we already have the Scoutpreneur program, which is rolling. As Fabrice had said, in February, we trained 16 businesses in the different countries. 16. So they are running. And very soon, be on the lookout and be on the watch. Very soon, another edition will be launched for further. And
not only that, sorry to cut you, but not only that, but the different regions will also be able to do Scoutpreneur if they wish. If there is enough of you young people asking for Scoutpreneur in your different region, I think it's also a model that can be replicated in the different region. Go ahead, Ivy, sorry.
Yeah, very true. Like, yeah, it's all about impact. It's all about development of skill. So just as we end the session, we'd like to leave you with it. Give time, give space to sprout your potential. Creativity doesn't just come like that. Everyone was born creative.
Yeah.
But you need to cultivate it. You need to give it time, but not give it time and sit back and eat popcorns. No, practice. Keep practicing. You'll connect with something. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the session.
Thank you very much. Yes, I really hope that you enjoyed the session. Thank you, Ivy.
Thank you.
And see you guys around.
Yeah, it has been a great session. There'll be a lot of learning. Maybe we need to go back to that coffee shop and yeah, we need to book it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, go on the ground.
Well, thank you again. Thank you.
Any final questions that people would like to? I'm seeing how to respond to those around.
Ooh. Very quickly, just surround yourself with positiveness. Yeah.
This year, only positive energy. Positive energy.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, not everyone will love what you do.
Okay. So goodbye, everybody. It was lovely to have you here.
Yes. And enjoy the rest of Jota Joti. Amazing things.
Yes, enjoy.
So don't miss out.